Let's move on quickly to the sharp two-edged sword that came from the mouth of the Son of God. And this points to Christ's authority to rule the nations of Israel, primarily there in the context there of Revelation. Revelation 19, verse 15. From his mouth comes a sharp sword with which to strike down the nations, and he will rule them with a rod of iron. He will tread the winepress of the fury of the wrath of God the Almighty. So here is what the role of Christ, given the authority to judge Israel. Remember, Christ always pronounced judgment over Israel, in Matthew chapter 23, when he told them, look, because of all their wickedness and how they treated God's prophets and how they would treat him and his apostles, the wrath of God would come upon Jerusalem and its people and its temple. That rod of iron there would be the armies of Rome, which Christ would use to smash the people of Israel and the nation of Israel and their temple and their old covenant system of worship, right? Now, let's look at Revelation chapter 2, verse 26 to 27. That's to show you that's exactly what Christ himself said. I didn't just make that up off the top of my head. Look at Revelation chapter 2, verse 26. It says there, the one who conquers and keeps my works until the end, to him I will give authority over the nations. That's the sword that comes out of the mouth, right? And he will rule them with a rod of iron, as when earthen pots are broken in pieces, right? So that rod of iron would be used to smash the earthen pot. Well, who was the earthen pot? Who was the rod of iron? We know iron is a symbol of Rome. And also it was a symbol of those zealots and Pharisees whom God would use in that great conflagration to destroy Israel, which had gone into apostasy, which had rejected the Son of the living God. So it says there, that rod of iron will break in pieces the earthen pots. Well, where is that taken from? That's taken from Jeremiah chapter 19, verse 1 and 10. So we going back into the prophets, because Jesus says all things written in the law and in the prophets must come to pass in that generation. Thus said the Lord, go by, so the Lord is speaking to Jeremiah. This is a prophet of Israel. Go by what? A potter's earthenware flask. So we're talking about earthen vessels, right? And take some of the elders of the people and some of the elders of the priests and go out to the valley of the son of Hinnom at the entry of the potsherd gate and proclaim there the words that I tell you. You shall say, hear the word of the Lord, O kings of Judah and inhabitants of Jerusalem. Notice, this is a message to Israel, Judah and Jerusalem. Thus says the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, behold, I'm bringing what? Such disaster upon this place that the ears of everyone who hears of it will tingle, right? So God is speaking about disaster, judgment upon Israel, because the people have what? Forsaken me and have profaned this place by making offerings in it to other gods, whom neither they nor their fathers nor the kings of Judah have known. And because they have filled this place with the blood of innocents. Remember, Jesus talked about this. Because of Israel's murder of the prophets, judgment would come upon them, and have built the high places of Baal to burn their sons in the fire as burnt offerings to Baal, which I did not command or decree, nor did it come into my mind. Therefore, behold, now the days are coming, declares the Lord, when this place shall no more be called Topheth, or the valley of the son of Hinnom, but the valley of slaughter. Right? Now, this actually is a reference to Gehenna, which Jesus spoke about. The bodies of the slain of Jerusalem would be cast into Gehenna, but your mainstream Bibles would render that place, Gehenna, as hell. Okay? The word Hell in certain passages of the Gospels is actually in the Greek Gehenna, which is the valley of the son of Hinnom, which this prophecy said would become the valley of slaughter. And in this place, I will make void the plans of Judah and Jerusalem and cause their people to fall by the what? The sword before their enemies. So again, here is God predicting that catastrophe, right? Here is God predicting that massacre that came upon Jerusalem. So not just the Romans caused that massacre, but also the zealots and the civil war within Jerusalem. That was the rod of iron being used to smash that earthen vessel, because we'll see just something again. We'll come to that. And by the hand of those who seek their life, I will give their dead bodies for food to the birds of the air and to the beasts of the earth. Another place in Revelation, it says, come to the supper, the great supper where the birds of the air will feed upon the bodies of these people. And the context was Jerusalem. I will make this city a horror, a thing to be hissed at. Everyone who passed by it will be horrified and will hiss because of its wounds. And I will make them eat the flesh of their sons and their daughters. You read the book of the books of Josephus. This literally happened during the siege of Jerusalem in the year 70. This literally happened. And everyone shall eat the flesh of his neighbor in the siege and in the distress with which their enemies and those who seek their life afflict them. Then you shall break the flask, you shall break the earthen vessel in the sight of the men who go with you. Now look what it says. And shall say to them, thus says the Lord of hosts, so will I break this what? People. I will break this people. And who are the people? The people of Judah and Jerusalem. I will break this people and this city as one breaks a potter's vessel, so that it can never be mended. Notice it can what? Never be mended. That would be the final judgment of earthly Jerusalem. That would be the final judgment of the natural people of God. That would be the final judgment of flesh Israel. They will never be mended. Never be mended. And that's what came to pass in the year 70. So Jesus was the one who Revelation chapter 1 revealed, and Revelation chapter 19:15 revealed, and Revelation 2 verse 26 and 27 revealed as the one who had that authority to smash Jerusalem using the enemies of Jerusalem. You understand what Revelation is revealing?